Hello, I'm Elgato and welcome back to the video. So one of the biggest changes of heart I've had regarding Minecraft has to be that with the scaffolding, because when this was first announced at Minecon Earth last year, I looked at it and thought, this is kind of stupid sounding. Like, do we really need another way to stack blocks up? Are there that many people who can't just place blocks like this and then remove the part of blocks at the bottom? Do we need a brand new block just for that single use? And honestly, even when it first came out, I was like, this is really stupid, I'm not going to use this. But since it has come out in Minecraft Bedrock 1.8, and since it has been in the Minecraft Java snapshots, I've been using it more and more and more, and the more survival time I have with it, the more I realize scaffolding is actually one of the best blocks they've ever added to the game, and perhaps the best block in Minecraft 1.14. I changed my mind on this block, and if you allow me some time of yours today, hopefully I'll be changing yours with this video and some of the weird secret uses of the scaffolding in Minecraft. So I hope you do all enjoy this video, but let's dive straight into it. In case you are curious as to how to craft them, all you need to do is get a bunch of bamboo and some string together. It's really cheap to actually get some scaffolding. Literally 60 bamboo and 10 string. That's all you need to make an entire stack of these things, and yeah, that's pretty impressive in terms of just how cheap it is to produce. It's cheaper than a lot of other items, but the first little secret use of them is that scaffolding is not only amazingly useful for building up, say to reach a structure, all you have to do is stack loads of blocks on top of each other, and obviously you can make a giant tower if you want to go up like that, maybe handy for elite ring, but you can also use scaffolding as a handy way to get down. So let's say you don't have an elite tree yet, let's say you don't have feather falling boots, but you want to explore your nether, you need to find this nether fortress, and previously what you just do is you'd say, oh, I can't go down there, I will literally die. However, with scaffolding, unlike gravel, which we can, or sand, you can use any gravity affected block, and technically speaking, you can push them down and you make like a semi staircase up, but you'll take a huge amount of damage each time you fall onto it, or you have to make a giant staircase. However, if you use scaffolding, you can use it as a way down, just like this, and you can make yourself, again, it's like a little nerd pole down and up, it works as a ladder to get yourself down there, and then later down the line, it'll let you get yourself up. It's a double use, it works both as a fun way to make a tower up to yourself. It means you take no full damage as opposed to a little full damage, and it also means you can get back up. This is amazingly handy. I really can't stress that it's useful for blocks like this where like, oh yeah, maybe we wouldn't have died, we'd have just mostly died, but you can use it for any depth you like to. Like, oh yeah, all the way over here, 50 blocks down, 100 blocks down. Do you see that place there over the edge? If we really wanted to, if somehow we got stranded here, and we didn't have a way down, we could, if we really theoretically wanted to, stack ourselves all the way down from here. It's amazing. Scaffolding is a really useful way to get down from places, not just a way to get up. And although realistically speaking, in the overworld, you don't need to get down, you need to get up a whole bunch in the other times, and this is really handy for that. So yeah, stack yourself down using some scaffolding just like this, in case you want to get stuck in a random bit of netherrack in the middle of nowhere, which I definitely don't. The second handy use of scaffolding is the fact that you can actually use it as a very flammable thing. Instead of having to use a block you actually care about or you actually like, you can use scaffolding as an example of a block that is flammable and therefore can kind of like be set on fire, which is, if you want to make some good fires with a cheap resource, it's great for that. But also, interestingly enough, scaffolding has the unique proposition of look, it's even on fire now. But scaffolding has the unique proposition of not being able to be placed on or into lava. So if we combine our previous technique with this one, for instance, we can see that like if we place blocks down here, we'll know they fall in lava because they won't do anything. It will hit the surface and break. Whereas when we fall on a solid block, you'll actually be able to make a stack up. So you can see if there's lava below you, even if you can't see or even if you're not sure if you're landing directly on it, which is nice by itself. But you can also use it as a flammable block, as one, because like setting things on fire is fun, and two, because of the fact that obviously like having fires can really add to the effect of like, lava-ness. Like if you look at this right here, the lava by itself is scary a little bit, but seeing the fires next to it, seeing all of these scaffolding, being near it on fire, that's a good way to kind of add to the intimidation. Also, it's a good way to trap people into accidentally catching themselves on fire. Keep that in mind if you're scaffolding, but realize that that really is a strength in terms of how you can use it for lots of different things. Speaking of strengths, by the way, scaffolding also has amazing utility if you want to make furniture inside a Minecraft house. So, I'm not personally in the camp of people who do this all the time, but if you do want to make, say, a chair or something, it's really easy. Look at that. We've made a chair, and although it's a little bit bigger than the rest of the room, we could put the cat on it to maybe make it look bigger. You can make chairs, you can make many different types of furnitures, but the most important one is literally just placing scaffolding on the ground makes a table, right? You can make tables anywhere in your Minecraft, world, anywhere in your Minecraft house, and this means that if you want to have, say, I don't know, like one of these brewing stands, for instance, have one of these brewing stands on top of a table, which I think is a better way to have it, then all you have to do is place pretty much any Minecraft item on one of these, and it looks like you've got a table for your brewing stand. It can look like you've got a table for, say, your plant pot, if you want to take one of those. So just over here, we'll have a little table, and then we'll grab one of these plant pots and even the flower inside of it, and you're going to see our little flower on a little table like this. Again, you can do this for pretty much anything inside Minecraft. Place it on a table and it's going to look a whole bunch better. Previously, you had to kind of use trapdoors or slabs as tables. Now we have actual table blocks inside Minecraft. These blocks are mostly useful for other purposes, but the fact that they also double as a little table, despite being so cheap, means that you can get some really cheap furniture. I'm just saying, IKEA's come to Minecraft, and that's pretty amazing given that both, Minecraft and IKEA are Swedish designs. Coincidence? I think not. Okay, so this next one is really handy if you're in a situation, especially if it involves the end or you're above a bit of lava or somewhere where you can't just make a nerd pole up, like make a giant tower and use that as your base, you don't have sand and destroy it that way. It's really handy if, like say me, you're covering your end in glass or you just need to, build things over there just slightly out of reach or maybe really far out of reach like that, and you need to use, scaffolding to get up there. And you can do that for some of this, like, okay, scaffold up a couple of times, we can place the blocks there, but what about the blocks over there? And although you might say, well, you can scaffold a few blocks over there, this only works so far. I can't get, the 40 blocks or something like that by scaffolding, because obviously eventually it's going to fall down. But one of the really handy tips you can use is you can just use a block of your choice on top of the scaffolding, then place another block like that, and you can basically extend your scaffolding range pretty much infinitely. This is so handy for me. I can't describe just how amazing this is, because it means that you can get somewhere, you can place your glass. Let's say we're going to do all of that right now, and then if you want to destroy things on the way back, all you have to do, destroy your scaffolding there, then destroy your bit of glass or whatever else. Presumably you're not going to use glass, but again, this is a weird end project. Then you can destroy just a few blocks and have the entire thing be destroyed behind you. It's so useful in that regard, and if you have a lot of bamboo, like you should have for a bamboo farm, then yeah, like simply enough, we wasted a few scaffolding going into the lava or the end, but now we've placed our glass blocks, presumably a lot more of them, or our whatever blocks over there. It's such a useful thing to use whatever block of choice, dirt, stone, cobblestone, the easiest block you can find, even gravel, sand, and then you can also use some scaffolding to have an infinite range on this thing. Like seriously, look how far we can take this scaffolding. It's basically infinite, and that's using just 4 blocks of dirt or blocks of glass or whatever blocks you want to use. That's the amazing power of scaffolding. Using it once, especially with the current Bedrock range, isn't so great, but using it multiple times stacked on top of each other, this is how you get the real stuff done, and this is the best use for scaffolding in my opinion. If you want to use it by its intended function, you can use it infinitely if you'd like to, just like this. So yeah, these blocks are amazing for survival in the sense that they can allow you to do lots of really tricky building projects, by extending the range of them. They can allow you to get up from places, down from places. They can allow you to check for fire because of their extreme fire retardation. And also, on top of all of that, you can use them just to make a spectacle if you want to. So yeah, if you really, really want to just make something that's really impressively destroyed, maybe you want to show off like a fireworks display, well, what you can actually do is you can kind of use the same technique I was just using in the end, except you can use gravel or sand, a gravity-affected block, to make the entire, series of blocks all chain react and destroy at the same time. Which means if you want to just make a big display of, like, big things happening all at once, just do this a lot of times with all of your scaffolding, like we're going to do right now. So I've run out of scaffolding. I'm going to go craft some more, but you're hopefully seeing where this is going. Okay, so here you can see I've started a little bit of a almost chain reaction thing going on where, let's say we wanted to build in really specific weird ways, circling around, then ending up over there. Well, now if we want to destroy that when we're done, we can destroy all of this with one block, or let's just say we want to make a spectacle. All we have to do is destroy that, and we can slowly start a chain reaction, which looks something like this. It's actually, to me at least, this is a beauty to observe. Like, look, you can just see it slowly disappear, bit by bit, the gravel block's slowly coming loose, which sucks. But you can see how it destroys itself slowly bit by bit, and there's something beautiful about seeing that. There's something amazing about seeing all of your stuff just get destroyed in that way. And yeah, because it only does it when there's a chunk update too, you can make it so it rains scaffolds onto people when they load into a chunk. There's lots of really weird opportunities, and the best bit is this doesn't actually waste your scaffolding. Not only is scaffolding cheap, so if you did waste it, it wouldn't be a big problem, but the fact that you can get so much scaffolding back because it just falls from the sky means that you can make spectacles in Minecraft using just some gravel and some scaffolding, or some sand and some scaffolding, or really pretty much anything else. And yeah, I would highly recommend it. Very, very fun. 10 out of 10. Strange way to spend your time, but a definitely interesting way to do it in my opinion. So yeah, there you go. Now you know you can set up chain reactions in Minecraft. Now you know how to use scaffolding to the best of your advantages. And I hope that this video has helped you in realizing that maybe, just maybe, the scaffolding are a better block than you first assumed. Because I was so cynical about scaffolds for a very long time, and now I have changed my mind, and maybe you have too. And if you haven't, then I'd love to hear why in the comments down below. But for now, thank you very much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this video, because I'm going to see you all in the next one.